Today I'm talking with Dale Fabrigar, the director of the soon-to-be-released new thrilling horror film Reed's Point. How's it going today?
Pretty great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Can you tell me a little bit about Reed's Point?
Reed's Point is a new horror movie, and it stars Sasha Ann. She's a newcomer, a few new actors, and it's based on the legend of the Jersey Devil creature.
Okay, and where was it shot at?
Most of the primary photography was done in California.
Okay, and then how long was the shoot? How many days did it take to shoot? Do you remember?
It was pretty short. I know that we spent a lot of time preparing for it, and I mean, these shoots are usually maybe 8, 10 days at the most.
Okay.
It's really very quick. It's a very small film.
Yep.
But yeah, it was about that long. It wasn't too long, but for new actors and a small budget, that's all you can afford to do. So you try to go as quickly as you can.
Sure. Now, how did you get the job as director of the film? How were you selected? Did they come out? Did the writers and people making the film come out and seek you out, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with the producer on a number of different projects,
Mhm.
and things have worked out with that company. And so I know Suzanne very well. And whenever she has pet projects or passion projects or projects that need to be done under a certain amount of a budget, limited budget, basically smaller projects and things like that. And they're getting bigger, but she tends to go to people that she trusts and knows that can do it. And we have a good time working together. So, she thinks of me often because it was her idea. But this project was pretty much created for Sasha Ann. It was like a bit of a Make-A-Wish project for her. She was at the time battling cancer
Okay.
and had overcome some of those challenges physically,
Mhm.
and was really looking for something to empower her and something to give her, something to do and really fulfill some of those dreams. And Suzanne and her manager at the time said, "We'd love to do a film. Is
Mhm.
that possible?" And Suzanne cooked up some ideas. And I think originally I heard that it was going to be, maybe a short film,
Yep.
because she really didn't have that much experience to carry a full film. But the more we talked, they thought, we might as well see if we can somehow manage to make a little movie.
Yep.
And that would be a great experience for everyone. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And so being a part of that was special for me, and to be supportive in that creative process for her really meant something to me. So that's the reason why I jumped on board to really, support Sasha,
Okay.
and getting to work with actors. That's always, you can never do enough of that as a director,
Mhm.
working with new teams and any opportunity that you can kind of, explore that and work through that. That's always beneficial.
Yeah. No, that's great. Did you have any difficulties filming the movie or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah? I'm
First of
sure
all,
there's
it's a
always
low budget
difficulties.
movie. There's a full script with many, many, many ideas. It
Mhm.
happens in Jersey, which we're not in Jersey. We don't have a lot of time. There's a creature, all of those, and for me, you know, uh, there was a lot of night shooting
Mhm.
and a lot in the woods. So I knew with all of that, with very little time and limited budget, um, it was going to be a really tough shoot. It was going to be, and it was not easy. I think there was one day when we had to cram in almost, I mean, many, many pages.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that, I wasn't sure that I knew the crew can push through, but there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of things that have to come together making a little movie.
Yep.
And being outside at night, that's the toughest. And to have Sasha, her physical energy, it was much of a challenge, but she really pushed through it. And really, I was really proud of her work in it. I mean, considering everything, I just,
Mhm.
it was really great to see her develop with just this one little project, you know, and I understand that not a lot of people get lucky enough to be able to do that.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure even how that all happened.
Yeah.
But it was really, really great. And to see her now, to, you know, see her energy, to see her, you know, creativity, it's really sparked something in her. And to be a part of that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Um,
was a tough shoot, man. It was really tough. I could talk about my worst and most challenging is working at night in the woods
yeah.
when there's very limited woods. I've said it before. I literally probably had the woods in one section with like maybe 6 feet wide and then maybe
Oh.
100 yards. So I had plenty of length, but not a lot of width. So I would have to change the cameras and different angles to create this sense of more woods, you
Mhm.
know, and it's what you show on screen. So that was really tough. And it's not so much you can just move the camera; you have to also move the lights.
Yep.
You know, it's a trick, and you know, you can really tell, you can sense the, um, you know, a bit of the low budgetness compared to these big multi-million-dollar movies that are done. It is a small movie, but it's a lot of fun, and we were able to pull it off
Mhm.
in a fun way. And there's a lot of twists and turns in this movie. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you had a chance to see it, but there's,
Yeah.
did you see it? There's,
I did.
and the ending is like a little bit whacked, but and I could talk about that ending, but it's one that we went, why not? You know,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I was gonna say too, I did get to see a an early screener of it, and it looks great. I mean, the shots are fantastic. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
really sharp, and yeah, I would never have known that you had that little of woods to work with. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah,
And
we only had, and then in one time it would get dark in California. We only had a certain amount of time. So we
uh,
literally we had permission to film at a park, but the
mhm.
parks close at like 10. So
Oh,
then what time does sunset? About 7:38 by the time the lights get set. So we only had 2 hours to shoot
wow.
night stuff. So between that and a couple of other locations, it was really, really difficult
Mhm.
to work. And we had to cram everything as much as we can and plan it.
Mhm.
So, you know, it is what it is. But I think in the end, we're hoping that not a lot of people can notice it, you know, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It's just, you know, it's a
No, it
movie.
doesn't show. It looks great. It looks really good. And
Thank
I
you.
was gonna say too about the Jersey Beast, or Jersey Devil. Who did the special effects for that? That creature looked really great, I thought.
Yeah, so happy. We did a film a few years back before this, another feature, which was really dear to my heart, called Derailed,
Okay.
about a train that goes off and then a creature that comes out. I love that creature, and that was designed by Midnight Effects, Kyle Thompson, I think, in
Okay.
Arizona. And he helped us out because once again, that was another low budget. We could not find anyone to create that creature for us, and he
Oh.
just was fully invested in it. Once he said he's on, he just
Mhm.
went all out. So for this one required some, if you see the movie, it was a little more complicated,
Mhm.
but and we had very little time, and I would say even less money.
Oh.
Not to diminish Kyle's value or worth, but he's an artist that, like, when he gets in on it, he's in 100%, you
Yeah.
know. And he's like, yeah, I can do this, I can do that. We don't have that much time, so we would create certain things from stuff that he had in his studio that would sell this creature. But you know, he was able to create that creature, and that's the company. It's more of a makeup effects,
Mhm.
you know, suit
Sure.
designer. And there was a little bit of visual effects, but most of it was all practical.
Yep.
um you know, one of my favorite scenes is one of the first scenes after the crash when we encountered the creature for the first
Mhm.
time. I wish it was longer, I wish we could, but that is one of my favorite moments in the film.
Mhm.
For anyone who likes this genre with the horror and the gore, it's brief, but it's like it's all there, and it was so much fun. And working with, also there's another crew, 13 effects, two guys over there, they did great makeup effects for prosthetics and everything. They were awesome as well.
Yeah. Um, do you have any upcoming projects that you'd like to talk about or can talk about?
Yeah, so this one, Reed's drops in, I think any day now, so sometime in April,
April
April 1.
12th.
I'm sorry.
April 12th that it's
Yeah, yeah,
released.
okay, great. So yeah, it's going to be out there. And then and the next one is a larger film, which we shot before Reeds, and then it was kind of came in between because it was a small project, and that one's called They Crawl Beneath, and that's another creature feature.
Oh, wow.
Almost 100%, I'd say 99.9% all practical, in the vein of Tremors and Slither. You know, so it's a creature feature, and it was inspired by the film Buried, about a guy who's trapped in one location. So it was a really small film, the idea, and then these creatures terrorize him while he's trapped. That was the idea. Wow. So that's where it comes from. So that's going to be dropping, I believe, in August. So really excited about that. You know, Reeds was just done as a little project for Sasha. I had no illusions really, or, you know, expectations of it really. You know, we thought maybe we'd send it to some festivals, maybe show her, but then it got distribution and everything. So I was very surprised. I guess it, you know, turned out even a little better than we all thought. We always go out there doing our best. The cast and crew does a fantastic job. Great cast that we surrounded her with. Great people, and it was just a lot of fun. And I guess you know, it's going to be out there, and there's nothing better than to share it with an audience, whether they love it, hate it, or whatever. But an audience that can discover it, and it'll live on forever after we're gone, and it'll just be the first stepping stone for Sasha. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I had no idea that's, you know, what it was, you know, made. I didn't, you know, I just got the bio on it, so I didn't really know any of the back history of the movie, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, I think in the festival there might have been a little thank you to the cast and crew about, you know, her challenges and her thank you to the audience and everything. It was a letter to the audience. That's what it was. So that was created at one point because, you know, we just really wanted to say this is where it came from. The heart is where it really started. Of course, it's a horror movie because it's a lot of fun, and Suzanne is known for those sort of things. And I've done a number with them, you know, and we do all kinds of different projects as well. We're working on another comedy series right now, and that's going to be about cats and dogs. It's pretty hysterical. And we're editing that right now as well. But that's less theatrical. It's more of a television episodic concept, and it's going to be great. It's great. But yeah, again, you know, we'll see what's going to happen with, you know, this movie, you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Dale, for taking the time today and talking with me about Reed's Point. And
my pleasure.
Yeah, for anybody that's watching, you definitely need to check out Reed's Point. It's going to be released on April 12th on DVD and on demand. So check it out.